Yeah, I can have you as well. Seems to be doing quite well. Nice and loud. Leave these gain controls here, leave those off. This thing is stupidly loud with those gain controls not turned off. Poor, this thing's loud. And this integrated circuit, TDA 7492P, is a very common LCD TV audio amplifier. So at least the junk they're putting in these crappy TVs nowadays is somewhat bloody useful. The amplifier chip's good for Bluetooth boards. I am thinking of getting an antenna to solder onto that. Put apart one of the old an old unit in handset I pulled apart and blew bits of it up on my ZVS. Well, the aerial off the base station, little aerial, be perfect to solder onto that. Put a bracket on there, a little aerial. Repurpose that phone aerial for this Bluetooth, extend its range. These speakers here are actually quite good on this. Might turn out too much because I'll distort a little bit, but they perform pretty good. They don't get as hot as those bloody Grundig speakers did anyway. I've put the Grundig TV away because I don't want to do with that. I want to keep the panel intact and just buy a universal LCD TV panel driver off eBay and probably use a panel inside the bezel, just the metal part of it, for an arcade cabinet. There's a guy I work with builds all arcade machines, and he will does the same thing, just strip the panel out, the bezel itself, and just make his custom frame they go around it. So, well, that's a good idea. Because I'll do two things. I'll have an LCD one with a computer. I just have something like this for the retro stuff. Because yeah, this is one of these TVs is absolutely the best for the retro stuff. Cutting out a board to melt this CRT and it'd have to be pretty strong. Wouldn't be difficult though. You could just transplant the innards of this into a wooden cabinet, position the CRT in a way that it's on a slanted angle, so it's like a proper retro arcade rig. And utilise these inputs. Oh, I need a decoder. I got an adapter recently for a computer that can just go from HDMI to any of these inputs. As long as, because my video cards, my GPUs have the option of decoding for this signal here. I just need the adapter. So that will make things easier. I know interesting what that thing there does though. I think yeah, obviously if I get the normal one comes with these, but you're not going to get audio out of a GPU unless it's using the HDMI port. The one I got was I got a normal one, yeah, composite. HDMI to composite, so I will get the audio. That's something you're going to be wary of. And when you get one of those, you can make sure that your GPU has the option of decoding for a CRT TV, the IP, PCB and PRCR, this sort of format's what they take. Without the need of an additional transcoder box like I got before, I used to use. So we'll see how much better quality picture we get using the computer GPU to transcode the signal. See if it's any better than a transcoder box. And here's this PowerSonic board, and the amplifier on this one for the speakers is this TPA311 ILD2 Texas Instruments chip. So the universal board I can buy off eBay will have the universally compatible, will have the like a signal on it that can turn the backlight on. So I just come up with it. Even get a universal power supply that can drive the inverter off that backlight of the old panel. I could use the existing power supply that's in it, which I could do that, but if you can get one that's smaller, and more efficient to run that panel. It just provides power just to run that panel, and a little tiny universal offset edge driver. Yeah, probably a lot cheaper than just buying one of these boards. I never did that with plasma TVs, universal drivers. They're just too short-lived. This old stuff is of course the best to recycle and reuse components off. A bit difficult to reuse components like this, so it'll be difficult to cut that out and hook that up as an audio amplifier. Just too complicated. But this older one, amplifiers there. The Philips TDA 8944AJ, which is a 6-watt audio amplifier. I can just cut around it on the board and just trace it off the schematic off Google for this. Trace the pins out, leave some of these components in its path, just so it's designed for better signal and stuff and all that sort of thing. Get better audio quality. Yeah, these older ones, you can pretty much hook these up pretty well, these old analog chips. Much easier to work with, but these new digital ones, unless you buy a board off eBay but with that pre-soldered on it as a module, it's not easy to do it yourself. There's that Atmel chip there, which must be the, could be part of all the bass and treble settings on it, or the preamp. As I said, this is a Dick Smith Electronics branded CRT TV. These are the cheap flat panel SPC TVs Dick Smith Electronics sold. Obviously bought by Chang Hong as well, as their symbol. These are useful, keep these. Good little risers. You've got a thermistor, they come useful. Nice big capacitor and resistor, very useful. We don't get stuff like that in these modern ones, that's for sure. Anyway, might do it later. Cut this off at another time. It's not as easy to hook that one out because these are the sweet componentry, but just it'll be flat in response, just running it on its own, putting power straight to it. Anyway, that's a project for another day to run that on its own. There's a little standalone amplifier. Oh yeah, one thing I want to talk about. Capacitors are still all good. Want to re-solder these back in circuit. Put it back under there and get this thing up and going again. Got a 12-volt charge on it from the solar panel. I left the solar panel hooked up onto it for a couple of hours just to keep the capacitors in good nick. I want to then sit and dry out, not getting used. So I get to dig out rectifier and everything if I can find it. And start having some fun with these, blow some stuff up. A bit hot today, so dig get me a solder and re-solder these back on. .12-volt solar panel. We should get to about 18 volts on a no load. It's just pretty light to charge this thing. Ooh, yes. Hey, sustainable popping at its finest. As these capacitors charge up, that solar panel, because it's not a battery, the voltage is going to climb probably to about at least 18 volts or so and stay around there. So I get my multimeter hooked up and see what we peak out at. What it is to use this 5-volt cranking amp, do a test. 9.4 volts, 17 milliohms, 48 cold cranking amps. Yeah, slow charge. Not bad. I've got to use my ESR meter for a true measurement though, the ESR with this thing. It's something though. Huh. Probably got a bad connection actually. No. I'm going to test, see if it's got any higher. Yeah, 9.45 volts. A light's taking some of the voltage down this thing. Not enough capacitance to sustain this thing doing a full test. There we go. A sustainable little popping rig. Anyway, so I'll keep the caps formed as well. It's going to be enough for now. Thanks for watching.